Hello everyone and welcome back to Going with God. Today, I want to discuss a very important verse, and that is Luke chapter 14 verses 28 to 30, which reads, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he had sufficient to finish it, lest haply, after he hath laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish." This is great advice for architects, as we shouldn't get started on some huge project without knowing how many materials we need before we start building. Because if we don't properly understand the assignment, then we could get very embarrassed once we run out of funding and the whole thing fails. However, Jesus Christ was not talking to architects when he said this. He was talking to Christians, which means that we have something to gain from this verse. But what is that? Well, first we have to understand what each thing means. So, the tower that we are building is our faith. That's pretty straightforward. Then the costs that we have to count are different things. The sacrifices that we have to make when serving God, one thing. Because we have to assess whether we'll be able to withstand persecution from the devil and those around us, as persecution will definitely come if we are righteous. And all that will live godly in Christ Jesus shall suffer persecution. And we also have to assess whether we are willing to give up the things of this world to strive for God. Because there are many things in this world that we may think are nice for us, but are distractions that will be bad for us in the long run. And another part of counting the cost is also trying to understand who God is and who Satan is, as he is the one of a Christian's biggest threats, as he uses many different schemes to try to take us away from God. This is why St. Peter said in 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." God also expects us to sort of change the way we think too if we are in a bad condition, and wants us to love mercy and walk humbly with him, which means to be ready to live according to his principles. Micah chapter 6 verse 8 says, "He hath shewed thee, O man, what is good. And what doth the Lord require of thee? But to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God." It is very important that we understand these things so that we will know if we have enough courage to carry out the tasks that God expects from us. This is what Jesus Christ told the two sons that were requested to become apostles in Matthew chapter 20 verses 20 to 23, where he reminded them about the things that they would actually have to suffer if they were to join him. And he was reminding them to count the cost of their tower, of their faith, before they start building it. However, if we don't count the cost and consider working on these things, then we'll be like the seeds in the parable of the sower, that either because of the deceitfulness of riches or a lack of interest, they just didn't grow, if we read Matthew chapter 13, verses 18 to 23. And once we fail, we can face the mocking that was mentioned in the verse that I'm breaking down, as we will later drop out of the race of salvation. Then not only will those around us who knew us to be a Christian be shocked at our demise, but God, he'll be very disappointed in you. To get the reward, you have to be righteous till the end of our lives. Hebrews chapter 3 verse 14 says, "For we are made partakers of Christ if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end." Jesus Christ also said this, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved," in Matthew chapter 24 verse 13. We see how Lot's wife didn't reap the rewards that God would have had for them in the new land that her family was going to, because she wasn't able to finish her journey. So the little that she did was not accounted for, because she was a pillar of salt in the end. So we as Christians have to finish our tower, because if we don't, all the work that we put into it will be completely forgotten, and it will be very, very humiliating. But anyway, I think I can stop here with breaking down this verse, Luke chapter 14 verses 28 to 30, which says, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it, lest haply, after he hath laid the foundation, and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish." Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button and also the subscribe button, and to click the notification bell so you'll be aware of when we post again. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.